a lot of people really don't understand how evil this world truly is because everyone, at times wants to look at nothing but the positive side of things, which I do understand. But if you only look at the positive, you are looking through an unbalanced lens. It's not real. Another point you're going to have to look at here, the daycares you drop your children off at, if you don't pay attention, if you're not involved, if you're not questioning, your child can be pushed into a circumstance that you never expected to happen. You have to not only question, you have to question them hard. You have to make it very, very obvious of how concerned of a parent you are, of how serious you are about your child, about how you will hurt somebody over your child. Make it known. Have random visits. If you can't show up because you're at work, then have your friend show up. Have your brother show up. Have your sister show up. Have somebody show up randomly. Every time you drop your child off, randomly. Have somebody sent over there to check on your child at daycare, because the daycare is another area where these predators are living, where they are trafficking children. I'm so serious. It's really sad that you can't even trust sometimes your own family. It's very sad that you can't even trust your own friends who own these daycares sometimes. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just helping you to understand where the children are targeted, where they are taken from, how it happens, and how it evolves from being a local issue to a state issue, or county, state, then a national, then of course international issue. Over 2,500 of these children go missing every year. The number roughly stays around the same. Sometimes it's a few less, sometimes it's a few more. But 2,500 has been that magic number, that magic mark where children go missing every year. And people don't talk about it that much. Same as the over 70,000 women. So over 70,000 women, Black women in particular, right, in America, who are missing. Then you have roughly 2,500 children who go missing every year. Where the hell are they going? When you're talking about the organ harvesting, for example, start at home, number one. It goes from home, look at the schools, number two. Outside of the schools, daycare, number three. Outside of daycare, you have to look at other families' homes. You got to understand who lives at your grandma's house, who lives at your uncle's house, who lives at your cousin's house, who lives at your stepsister's house, your stepbrother's house, who lives at this person's house. You need to know the environment where your children are. Then outside of that, you have to look at foster care children. Most of us really don't understand how much hell that these children go through when it comes to foster care. Foster care system, a lot of the parents who get paid to have these children there, some of them get paid $2,000 a month per child. Some get paid a little more. If they decide to put them on drugs, legal psychotropic drugs, Adderall, Zyprexa, Wellbutrin, Paxil, any one of these, Rexulti, like Tyrese is on Rexulti, or Brixpiprazole, if they agree to put them on any one of these drugs, they get more money. So the mother and father, these foster mothers and fathers, a lot of them are directly involved in the trafficking of children as well. This is all verified information, by the way. So even if you think they're safe over there, that's a whole nother level of things too. And then something can happen where their child can go missing when in fact they actually sold that child to a sex ring. They can't really track them. They can't trace them. They come up with all these elaborate things. And in the foster care system, most of them don't even care. That's the other thing. But the foster care system would not be needed if it were not for broken families that America's government primarily helped to break down and destabilize. But at the same time, let's just say for those who are stronger families, and a lot of brothers who just abandon their children, or sisters who abandon their children. Once you give birth, you drop the child off at the fire department. You give birth, you drop the child off at the police station. These safely surrendering places where a woman, if she doesn't want to keep her child, once she gives birth, rather than just trying to abort the child, they drop the child off at these safe surrendering locations, which again, police departments, fire stations, some schools you can do that at, and your child ends up in foster care. Just know you are giving your child potentially over to a demonic, satanic system, that the likelihood of them being sexually abused, sex trafficked, organ trafficked, all this kind of stuff is very high. Just understand that, because someone who's listening to this right now, you may have been going through this type of this mental circumstance. You may know someone else who is going through this type of circumstance, who is pregnant right now, not knowing if she wants to keep her child or give it away. Please consider what I'm saying to you, because if you believe it or not, you may think that giving your child over to this system is a better position or better for them than staying with you. But what is best is for you to have your child with you, and to be the responsible mother or father, and to own up, take responsibility, stand up, and consider that child a blessing to you, a God-given blessing to you. Trust me, I'm just saying this before I go to the next point, because again, there would be no use for the foster care system if it were not for broken families, and then of course, brothers and sisters who give up their children willingly to a satanic, demonic system that, again, you don't know thoroughly what's really happening. And your child will be better off with you, more than what you may realize. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, you have a lot of real information on that we needed to hear. I do want to open Q&A right now, because I know people have been itching to ask you some questions.
Absolutely.
Yes. So can we get our first question on the screen? Okay. So Anissa asked us, how do we get change?
Beautiful question. That's actually very easy to say. It's easy to say. The first thing is you have to start at home. We have to start at home. We get real tired. I know a lot of us are real tired. Those of us who grew up in the hood, those of us didn't have that much money. You don't have help. You don't have support. A lot of the sisters are single mothers with 1 child, 2 children, 3 children. You have abuse, you have drugs, all of this stuff. But we have to, not just as the brother and sister at the house, but as a community, as the next door neighbor, get back to loving each other and looking at the children in the neighborhood as our children.
Yeah.
Period. Back in the day, the doors used to be unlocked in the neighborhood. And our neighborhoods used to be like that. You can go right next door. If I'm walking down the street and I'm doing something wrong, Mama Tisha down the street saw me and knew. She knew. What the hell you doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here. Boy, if you don't go back home, like the whole hood knew. Everybody knew each other. So it was love, it was care. Everybody's mama on the street was everybody's mama. Big mama knew everybody. Auntie on the street knew everybody. Like, it was all family. We knew each other. We have to get back to that. That takes a lot of trust. So we have to get back to loving each other and communicating with one another. Yeah. Like going next door and communicating with each other, talking to each other. Because right now we act like we don't know each other.
Yeah. It's so true.
We have to get back to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so true. I like, especially in more developed neighborhoods, we don't know your neighbors. I find like growing up, we knew everyone on the block. My grandma was everyone's grandma. I had about 5 grandmas on the street, but the more money people get, the more you move out to these wealthier neighborhoods. A lot of people don't know each other or their neighbors. So that's a very good point. And we have to be more proactive with that. Our next question: how can we hold politicians more accountable?
Beautiful question. Okay, so the first thing is you must start locally. Local politicians are much easier to be accessed. This is why mayors normally do a better job than governors, because the mayor lives in a city or is supposed to live in a city. The mayor's address is normally public. The mayor has to be at the office at least twice a week, depending on what circumstances. So you can go and see them at City Hall. The city officials, you can see them, because you have those who are over the local school board. You have those who are over the local political issues and activities, those who are over the city issues, dealing with potholes, dealing with stoplights and all that kind of stuff. So you can go and see them. They normally have their meetings, like here in Compton, I believe at City Hall, their meetings are every either Tuesday or Wednesday at 6 p.m. where you, as the public, you can go right in there into the chambers and talk to them, talk to the mayor, talk to those who are over the city activities, and you can bring your issues to them. So if we show up, which is the main thing, see, we can't talk about the politicians if we don't show up.
Yeah.
All right, making this clear. Find out what day and time your city officials meet in their chambers at City Hall and show up. when you go in there, they give each person a chance to speak. You can go up and say, listen, I don't know if you are involved in this, but if you are, we are putting you up on notice now.
Yeah.
We know that there's sex trafficking going on in our city. So to the mayor, to, you know, the city treasurer, etc., all these people, letting you know, if you are involved in this, we are going to get you.
Yeah.
Just tell them right there. Just say, if you are involved. We're not saying you are, but we're letting you know we love our children, we love our people. But if you did not know, there is something happening in our city, and we want to let you know, and also put the police on notice too.
Yeah.
See, it's us. We are the people. It's us. It's our job. So we can't expect them to do something for us if we are not willing to rise up and do it for ourselves. But you can let them know, literally, that's on a local level. That's the best way to do it. And once it's seen on a local level that the people are organized, the people are informing the local politicians, then those at the next level, the state assemblymen, you know, or assemblywomen, which are right above that, they'll be put on notice. And then above that, of course, the governors, etc., they'll be put on notice, because they're gonna be like, oh, damn, okay, the people getting active now.
All right, so
we might want to cut ties with this and leave this stuff alone. But they have to be afraid of the people, is my point.
Yeah. Where can people keep in touch with you if they have any further questions?
Yes. First thing is my Instagram and my Twitter, as far as DMing me, but because I have a lot of different inquiries, I recommend everyone check out this email. If you have questions, if you have things as far as booking me, things of that nature, I'm going to put my email right here. And if you can just post that in the public chat that everyone can see. And that's the email where you can get in touch with me as far as questions, as far as booking me for speaking engagements, etc. Because it's a lot. Your brother travels a lot, does a lot. And I want to be able to respond to everyone. But that is the email right there.
Okay. Thank you again so much for joining us, for educating us. And like I said before, continue to serve the community and to educate the community. We really do need it and appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing me in, family.
No problem.